So there's a new game coming out called Intergalactic. If you haven't seen it, it was premiered at the Video Game Awards um, 2024, and a lot of people are talking about it because it is incredibly controversial. Why is it controversial? Because Concord came out this year, and so did a litany of other games that made absolutely no money by doing the exact same thing that you can blatantly see from just looking at the main character showing up on the beginning of this trailer. It's just not attractive. Not just not attractive. It's uninteresting. There's nothing about this that screams out, "Ooh, I definitely got to play this game." Hell, constantly stating or talking about the fact that it's based off of, or the idea kind of comes from a mixture of Cowboy Bebop and a litany of other things, and it's like that's already popular and well established. That doesn't really help your case when you basically showcase a trailer with a character that's uninteresting, not really inspiring in any type of way or design, not cleverly showcased or actually giving you any type of incentive to want to play a game with this character, but instead just kind of have them being rude, dismissive, arrogant, all the ingredients to make a bitch pie. it it comes with a weird ass understanding of essentially just people being incredibly disingenuous with this. The problem with this is that pattern recognition is a thing. We have seen way too many video games that basically have gone down a rabbit hole of doing this kind of bullshit. The Saints Row games, Concord, as I mentioned. It's just, there's been a lot. It's been a lot. It was well within gaming. Oh, Dragon Age, the Veilguard. So much stuff has been done where you've just seen these unappealing, unattractive, disgusting, ridiculous, and overly zealous characters that just make no gamer want to actually play the game. So to sit there and go, well, why are people upset at this game? And it's like, well, that's a disingenuous remark, especially for someone who is keeping up with video game culture and aesthetics and whatnot. If you have, then you have seen this happen time and time again. Thus, me mentioning pattern recognition. I saw a video earlier by the YouTuber named Just Some Guy who did blatantly that. Just completely disregard everything that has happened within gaming so far that would lead gamers to look at this and go, I don't want to play this. I don't like this. This is going to be bad. Not just from the factoid of just looking at the trailer, which essentially showed absolutely nothing. Because again, if you have just a cinematic trailer for something, which Concord did, that doesn't mean that that'll spark intrigue in your game. Hell, after Concord had their cinematic trailer, hell, that took up the majority of a PlayStation State of Play. The cinematic trailer itself was very long, and honestly, it looked fine. It was very well done, considering the fact that one of the major driving points behind Concord was the cinematic stuff that they were going to input. Remember, that was a huge benchmark about the game. So with that being the case, and I was like, yeah, who would think that the cinematic trailer wouldn't look fine? But then they showed actual gameplay shit. So whereas like the hub, you got different mechanics, the fighting style and things like that, or and whatnot, and you just got Overwatch, but it was unappealing, unattractive, and disgusting, and nobody wanted to play it. And then you had basically a $400 million flop that resulted in the game not just being not played, but completely discontinued and just dismantled. So off of the heels of that fallout from PlayStation, we now get Neil Druckmann, a person who has purposefully made video games falling in line with that same concept and mentality, whether it be the Uncharted games and their girl powerness. Hell, the dude, Nathan Drake was supposed to have a son at the end of Uncharted 4, but essentially Mita Sarkeesian told him, why not a girl? And then he turned into a girl. And it's like, yeah, it's dumb. But you have a person like that who essentially did what he did with The Last of Us Part 2, did what he did with the Uncharted series. Remember when they had the two female characters that no one really cared about starring in their own game, thinking that they could spearhead the franchise? Stupid. But you have someone like that who was completely disingenuous, lied in the trailer for The Last of Us Part 2, so people didn't know that Joel got killed the way that he did, and just overall irrehensibly ridiculous in his mannerisms, his actions, and how he even perceives gamers, to the point where when he made Last of Us Part 2, he said, "This game isn't for fun. Don't think of this as fun. I'm trying to tell a bullshit story," which is what he gave, a bullshit story, especially, and that's bad, especially when you're playing a narratively driven game. So, having someone behind something like that, as well as them trying to showcase what they're doing, which is this half Asian or full Asian character, shaved head, basically being very cocky and dismissive towards someone else in order to go do something that you're not well aware of, is just all the ingredients that would let you know this is not going to taste good. So to completely disavow any of that bullshit, hell, seeing in the Just Some Guy video and a lot of other people videos, a lot of people come to the conclusion that the character is lesbian. I didn't even think about that. I just knew the character was going to be uninteresting when I saw the trailer. I wouldn't even think that they're going to be a lesbian, but it's like more so often than not, they're going to be a lesbian because why not? Neil Druckmann loves giving the little lady lollipops a chance because that's what he did with Ellie. So it's stupid. It's stupid to essentially have to defend the fact that no one wants this crap within video games anymore. It's clearly, the cards have all been laid out on essentially what it is that gamers desire, what it is that you're capable of doing to make money, and what the studios and the gaming media have purposefully done to make sure that that does not happen for them. So you have situations where when Concord failed, most of the gaming media came out and said that, hey, the hero shooter is dead, only for them Marvel Rivals to come out and do ridiculous numbers that outshine even Overwatch 2, the only hero shooter that was still live because of the fact that it had just a very big fan base. But now you got Marvel Rivals killing it. And then you can't blame that on being the superhero concept because the other Marvel superhero video games that came out have done terrible. So what it is it that you're not understanding or that you're not paying attention to to where you would sit there and think, or to be completely that disingenuous to say, hey, why is it that everyone's upset with this game? Everyone's upset with this game because it's going to be same old, same old. It's going to be the exact same thing that we've seen before. It's going to be a studio that was capable of producing good quality work that everyone would expect them to keep producing, about to give you a plate of shit. And no one wants to eat a plate of shit. Well, realistically, they should just remaster or redo another Jack and Dexter and just be done with it. But other than that, yeah, you're not going to get anything good from this Interstellar thing. It doesn't look fun. It doesn't look great. It just seems so ridiculous and unappealing. And it's sad. We're basically constantly given stuff like this over and over and over again. I mean, put it to you like this, because I looked at the Aristocratic Utensils video, who just made one talking about the Just Some Guy video, and he gave a very valid and very great point where he just had an outline where he just cut out the main character for the intergalactic video game and just had them on a white, just behind white or in front of white. And essentially it was like, if you look at that character and you was to show me just that character, not the game, not what the setting is or anything like that, and you was to ask me, would you want to play a game starring this character? You would say no. And that's entirely true, because that's what's so ridiculous about this, is that yes, that character is unappealing. So the game is unappealing. All that other fluff and bullshit, that's just that, fluff and bullshit. But you know exactly what it is that people are going to be dissatisfied with upon seeing this game. And one of the main reasons that people are dissatisfied with it, or the fact that you know they're dissatisfied with it, comes with the fact that a lot of people essentially are opting out of even allowing that notion of the talking point. Well, without telling me that it's going to be woke, or that Neil Druckmann is woke, or that they're going to do gay shit and blah, 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 then what's wrong with it? And it's like that. All the things that you're omitting is what's wrong with it. Because you know that it's going to be in there and you can see it coming from a mile away, just like everyone else. That's the problem. And if as soon as they stop doing that, then when we see characters like this initially our immediate response won't be what's happening right now, but instead we might give the character a chance because there might be something towards that character. But for right now, they ain't shit. So quit pretending. You know this is gonna be whack and it's gonna be a waste of a video game. That's it.